Welcome to the GTP, and in this episode I will be showing you my manga haul for the month of March. And I love watching other manga haul videos as it gives an opportunity to see what other people are excited to read. So let's go ahead and get started. For the month of March, the first book I picked up was Astra, Lost in Space, Volume 1. Have you ever read a manga series and at the very back saw the advertisements for other books? Some of my favorite series constantly had a little picture on the back advertising Astra Lost in Space. So after doing research, I saw it was only 5 volumes, and I figured, why not give it a try for 5 volumes? Now, I ordered the entire series back in July, and this was the last book I was looking for, so I'm so excited to go ahead and start this series. The next series I picked up for the month of March is Ajin, Volume 1, and Ajin, Volume 12. This is another series. I ended up ordering the entire series last September, and these were the last 2 volumes I was missing to start the series. I'm so excited as I've heard nothing but rave reviews about the series. The idea that there's these demi-humans that live among us and that any one of us could be one. But the only way that you find out if you're one of these demi-humans is after you die. So until you die, you never know whether or not you're a human or you're one of these creatures. So this is another series I'm looking forward to start reading from the beginning. Now the next series I picked up for the month of March is called Eternal Sabbath. I ended up grabbing volumes 1, volumes 3, and I ended up picking up volume 5. Now this series was recommended to me in the Reddit subgroup Manga Collectors. If you click the eye in the top, you can see more information on how to discover a next great series. And this was a series I never heard before. Now with this series, I actually broke one of my rules, and that rule is to not purchase a series that is currently out of print. But when I was doing some research on this series, I found out it's only 8 volumes. So for an experiment, I decided to try to see how hard would it be to try to find all 8 volumes while keeping each book at retail price or below. So I'm excited to find out in these next couple months just how hard is it to try to find the series Eternal Sabbath. Now the next series I picked up for the month of March is actually Volume 1 of Dead Demons DDDD Destruction. Now I ended up purchasing the entire series in January, and this was the only volume that was actually out of stock. So I'm so excited because I have Volume 1, I can start reading the series. Now this series is actually made by the same creator as a very well-known series called Goodnight Poon Poon. And I'm actually excited. I recently read that this series, Dead, is actually getting an anime release. So I'm excited that I'm actually going to be able to start the volumes before the anime comes out. Now the next series I picked up for the month of March is Fist of the North Star Volume 4. And I actually own the first 3 volumes of this recently released series. Now I actually know very little about the series, but I was introduced to the anime movie when I was in high school. So I know a little bit about the premise, and I was excited to find out that so many manga series were actually inspired and created after this series. So I'm looking forward to see the similarities from other series I love and enjoy that actually got their roots from the series Fist of the North Star Volume 4. Now the next series I picked up for the month of March, I actually ordered this entire series last July. And I was so excited to see that most volumes actually came back in stock. So now I own the entire series. And this series is in a lot of people's top 10 lists, as well as end up getting an anime on Netflix. And after watching the first season, I knew this is a story I had to read for myself. And this series with no introduction needed is Doro Hedoro. I ended up picking up volumes 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6, volume 11, volume 13, volume 14, volume 21, volume 22, and finally the last volume, 23. This is another series I'm excited to start reading. Now the last series I picked up for the month of March is actually the box set called Claymore. Now, doesn't this look incredible? I was so excited when I found out this series recently came back in print, as it was out of print for almost a year. Now, because there's a box set, I wanted to wait instead of getting it individually, as a box set is generally cheaper, and for someone who's collecting the series, shelf space is so valuable. So anytime you can get something in a box is always nice. Now, I think it would be kind of silly if I went, here's volume 1, here's volume 2, volume 3, so instead, why don't I just show them all at once? So when you open it up, look at all that. So this series, I actually decided to open it already, and I read the first volume. And the first volume is this incredible story of this girl named Claire, and it reminded me of a series similar to The Witcher, where Claire goes to town and for coin is willing to track and destroy the monsters that are in that town. Now, the interesting thing about these monsters is they actually can take the presence of a human, and they can also take on a human's memories. So you may not be sure whether or not you're talking to a human or you're actually talking to one of the monsters. And Claire's job is to go from each place and eliminate the monsters that are there. I'm so excited to read and go through this entire series. I have a feeling it will not take me long to complete. So that's my manga haul for the month of March. In the comments below, would you mind sharing what series you recently either picked up or are currently reading? And if this content has been helpful in any way, would you like, comment, and share with a friend? And if you've not done so already and you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.